Hi, I'm Construction Gamer and this is Transport Fever 2. Over the past week or so I've been taking a look at the game ahead of its launch on the 11th of December, which of the day of recording is tomorrow, so if you're watching this after that date then hopefully you have a copy of it yourself. Over the last few episodes I've taken a look at some of the new features within the game. In the last couple of episodes I took a look at the new high-speed trains and some of the buses, which have been they're either brand new or they've just been refreshed for Transport Fever 2. In the last but one episode where I looked at the high-speed trains, I made the grand claim that high-speed trains make money in Transport Fever 2. And that certainly seemed true in the playthrough that I was doing at the time. I thought I'd just test that theory out in full, just to see if that claim is correct. So what I have done is set up a few routes just to test a few different scenarios with high-speed trains to see if they really do make money. I should say before I start that I am playing on medium, so if you play the game on difficult then obviously the results will differ, but I've found from my experience or from my experiments that high-speed trains do indeed seem to make money. Now, one of the better routes that I have set up tests the theory of competing routes. So I've got the Norwich to Plymouth non-stop, and then I have a Norwich to Plymouth stopping service. Now, in my experience in Transport Fever 1, if you had a stopping service which maybe was a bit slower than the high speed service, but it was more frequent, that people would tend to go for frequency over speed. Now in this experiment we've got a service from Norwich, we've got a high speed line in pink, we've got a stopping service in blue. This stops at Colford, Frome, Kendal and then goes up to Plymouth. I would say it's a fairly long route for Transport Fever. This is a 1x5 long and thin map, so I would say a frequency with 2 trains of 5 minutes is a medium to long distance route. And taking a look at the figures, we have 2 TGVs which famously are very difficult to make money on. With Transport Fever 1 are making a pretty good profit on medium. I'd say at the minute they're running anywhere from 50% to 2/3 full, and they're making anywhere from 20 to 50 million pounds. There is a competing service, the Norwich to Plymouth stopping service, which is more frequent, only by a minute in this instance, but this is carrying plenty of passengers and this is making less profit because it is travelling slower. And obviously it's making more stops, so it's doing more frequent shorter journeys. And for these I've just put on a couple of class 37s as it goes into a tunnel. Just want to take a look at that. That's a new mod that's come out onto the workshop, so there are a few mods coming out on the workshop ahead of the game's release, and this is one of them. Let's speed up the game so it comes out the tunnel. There it is. That is what the new refreshed Class 37 looks like in Transport Fever 2. It looks rather smart. I just wanted to try these out. I mean, they are fairly quick, I think. Let's double check that before I say anything stupid. So they're capable of going... Come on, let's find a depot. It's usually easier to find your vehicle at the depot. So it's a diesel locomotive capable of 90 miles per hour, so it's not slow by any means. So it's not a case of me putting on a really slow train against a high-speed train. I just wanted to test the frequency aspect out, and as far as it goes, with a 4-minute frequency competing for the high-speed service, the high-speed service is certainly making money with only 50% loading. So it does appear from this experiment that you can in fact make money from high-speed trains. I've also experimented with having 2 services, so I've got a Clumpton to Bristol stopping service and a Clumpton to Bristol non-stop. This route is, I would say, slightly shorter than the other one, and again this one with a little bit of, I've had to do some changes with regards to connecting buses. Some of the stations weren't particularly well connected, but this one again, high-speed service. This is using the Chinese high-speed Fuxing high-speed train, and this again is making money. This isn't particularly well loaded either. The Clumpton to Bristol stopping service is not making the best profit, but I just think that is because of the size of the towns more than anything else. The growth factor is a big deal with this game, so the more destinations you can connect with public transport, the bigger you can get your town. So let's look at something like Norwich, which is very well connected to 3,727 destinations, and it's got a plus 120% growth factor on that, so it can have a total population of 350. So I think the reason that these two, like the Clumpton lines, aren't doing so well is just because the town growth more than anything. And I've also, just to double check that high-speed trains can make money, I've put a West Mercia to Beccles service on, and this really is quite a long service, I would say. It's got 2 trains on it, and it's an 11-minute frequency, so that would be end to end. It's 11 minutes, isn't it, end to end? So basically the line in yellow, the West Mercia to Beccles, I've got some of these American high-speed trains on here, which are going to enter service next year, I believe. So this, I'll show you how long this route is. It's quite long, goes all the way up here. I've got a passing place in the middle. I haven't bothered to 2-track it. And again, this one is making a profit of 23 million, and I'd say less than 50% loading. I think if you're playing on medium, you can be assured that high-speed trains at some stage will make money, unlike Transport Fever 1, where it was very difficult to get high-speed trains to pay, especially if there was a competing service, even if that service was slower. I think one of the things I've found with playing this game, I mean, it is a pre-release, it might be tightly adjusted as the game gets updated, but the thing I've found is people seem more readily happy to travel, especially like this. Bring the line back up again. The West Mercia to Beccles. You know, excuse me. These are 2 very distant towns, and they're connected via road routes to other places. So people could drive if they wanted to. Like he could drive to. They could drive to Budleigh Salterton, but they are choosing to get the high-speed train across pretty much over half the map distance on a 1x5 map. So I think, I'm not going to say it's conclusive, but I think it's looking like in Transport Fever 2 high-speed trains will in fact make money even when competing against other services. So I hope you found that interesting and useful. I hope I am proven right as the game progresses and gets updated, but as it stands, if you're playing on medium, it very much looks like you can make money from high-speed trains. So I'm going to leave it there for today. If you found it useful, then please do hit that like button. It does help channels get noticed. So there, I'll leave it there for today. I'll say until next time, bye bye. Now, some eagle-eyed viewers out there might have noticed that I had the sandbox and no cost mod on, so the account here wasn't showing any value, but just to prove the point, I've turned those off, loaded the game back up and played the game through a little bit, and you can see the Norwich to Plymouth services, which were making a profit, are still making a profit. I think even with no cost and sandbox mod, your vehicle running costs versus profit are still shown in the balance, but obviously you just don't get any money coming into your account. So I thought I'd just clarify that, just in case anybody was thinking that I just had the sandbox mode on and it didn't really make much difference. You can see there they're still making the same sort of profit that I had from the start, and I probably should further add, and I should have said from the beginning, that I've gone to my vehicle manager, I've selected all the routes, all the vehicles, and they are all have a maintenance of plus 25%, so they have high maintenance regime, plus 25% across every single vehicle, just so it's a fair and balanced experiment. And as you can see, everything, the routes which were doing okay are still doing alright, and the routes which are making money are still making money. So there we are. Just thought I'd clarify that just in case. So there we are. Clarification: high-speed trains do appear when you're playing on medium, can make money. So I'll say again, until next time, bye bye.